recording, but not the live session yet.
Yep.
We just jump right in.
Yeah.
Let's give it a.
Yeah.
I'll start it and come there and give it a 5 to 10 seconds.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Do I have everything I need?
Katsotaan, että äänet toimii siellä.
Joo.
Voit sä itse asiassa, kun tää alkurecapi ajaksi vaihtaa sen kartan?
Joo.
Sorry.
Sitten mä olin vaan täällä vaihtaa sen.
Onko se jotenkin semmoinen, että sä voit...
Onko se kuin vittumainen vaihtaa?
Oo, no sun pitää minä niin joka kerta tonne.
Niin, mutta siis just se, että...
Noin.
Kato se.
Se
Ne ropat.
No.
Sitten se kääntää ruudun ja sit se...
Ei kun kaikki näkyy, kato tuolta.
Ja.
Kato toi kursori, kato menee täällä. Nämä on kaivannut sun nenä.
Sitten se pystyy vaihtamaan sen vaan.
Ei.
Siis tavallaan pystyy vaihtamaan niinku ton ruudun kautta sit sen.
Joo.
Joo. Vittu sä oot fiksu!
Jos tää sessilla piti hymyilee, kun leveästi.
Mm-hmm.
Kaikki on tällä.
If you want, I also have a wireless mouse.
In esports, we don't trust anything which is wireless. It needs to be wired.
In esport, you don't also use tables and dice.
No.
Snap.
No, they don't. They have generators for that.
Exactly.
Oh dear.
Should have need a fireball, I guess.
Metrinen pöytä.
Come on, if Hackis fit there, you fit there. Don't complain.
He has more muscles in his feet, all the legs.
Yes.
Sure, sure.
Okay, now I'm
Okay.
doing stuff here.
Yeah. Hit it.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
Alright.
Recording it.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings. Sorry it took a while. We made a new thing. We made the studio better because we got feedback and we acted on it. Welcome to the Chronicles of Lumainvoir stream, D&D stream, and well, let's just get right on it. We have a group of adventurers and a priest. 3 adventurers and a priest walked into a bar. No,
Yes.
in this case, they're traveling the great island of Lumainvoir from the west harbor
Suddenly I feel shorter.
to the big city of the western province, which they are in right now. Last session, we'll recap that by our great Leif. A small introduction of the players for possible new viewers of the characters. We have Jay,
Hey.
a mysterious soldier with a traumatic background and a couple of guns.
Gunslinger.
Yes.
And they light up.
Yes.
The guns.
Not Jay.
Jay is a
Brave
blood.
guns.
Jay uses the rules of a blood hunter, which is a very cool class made by Matt Mercer. I think someone has heard about the guy. Then we have a cleric.
That's me.
Father Edgar Gray.
Edgar
of-
Way, yes.
of the
That's
main,
my name.
Yes, of the main church.
I'm the main character of this show.
So you think?
Sure. He's
Well,
a
the leader of the party, anyway.
priest of the main god Omnald, which is the main god of the entire island.
Yeah, you heard the man. Main dude,
Yes.
main god. Everything
His
is main.
boss's boss is one of the leaders of the theocracy of.
So I'm connected.
Yeah.
Yes, he knows a guy.
Yeah, I know Guy.
Then we have
You
Sir.
have some people.
Yes. Then we have Sir Derrin Sand,
I.
a paladin of Chronicles, who is the god of death, and yeah, she has been meddling in things and got some feedback of it, but she's trying her best.
Yes, I'm trying my best.
And then we have, I'm really not gonna tell the entire, well, the technical term is,
4th Division Left Wing 8th
Yes.
Unit,
yes,
Warforged.
yes. So we call him Just Leif because it's easier. And so, like I said, the mission has been to move an artifact called the Vessel of Deliverance from the West Harbor into a city called Fumurvos, which is like an artificer factory city. And they're halfway there, and when they get to the city, they do things with the artifact, and then they get it up north, maybe, unless they get TPK before.
So artifact needs to be charged.
Yes.
We are
Artifact
we are
is-
fantasy Uber Eats.
Here, yeah, we have the
That's
box.
what we are.
Yes.
Box
Going-
inside
box.
the box.
So
Yes.
that is the
That's in there.
crucial artifact. That
Yes,
We're going there.
Yes. Here.
And yeah,
Yes.
and to aid in all of this apparent confusion, I
Yes.
have a brief recap of what happened in the last session
Yes.
through the eyes of Leif.
Yes.
Event report of last night. Jay and his unit initiated talks to ascertain the possibility of opening the artifact and assessing its tactical value. Before a full calculation was performed, however, Guardian-class soldier Derrin requested aid in finding a missing relative, determined to be a niece. Helping would involve significantly decreasing the guard around the object, so official leave was asked of Edgar. Leave for Jay and guard soldier Erin were conceded, but not for this unit. Ascertaining that help would still be needed, and should our companions fall in combat, they could reveal too much information. This unit decided to adopt the form of paladin and egress the church by means underhanded. At which point I joined up with Jay and Derrin in the streets, from where we moved into the Undercity. In front of the living quarters of Derrin's niece, a small girl was found. This unit engaged in conversation, adopting a more warm persona, and information was gained. We proceeded to the last known location of the niece, where a group of ruffians was found. We entered the room through use of a floor trapdoor in the room where the niece was kept. From our point of view, a ceiling-mounted trapdoor that was accessed by means of catapult and jumping on top of each other's shoulders. At which point we proceeded to engage in quick but brutal combat, in which one of the ruffians was severely relieved of his more alive nature, and two others were demoralized by this unit by binding them together with the messy, bloody, pulpy bits of their former master, still laying on a bit of cloak that was used in part of their binding. 1/4 ruffian who was there, who did not partake in combat against this unit or any of its companions, was found to be some kind of previously known entity by Derrin, and we were requested to not engage. Afterwards, and looking through nearby containers for possible useful things, this unit found one container full of liquid high in alcohol.
Wine.
Jay asked this unit to bring it back to the church where we are staying, and another such barrel was found to contain hay and blades and other pieces of unfinished weaponry, some of which were taken into this unit's repository of metal and bound in some kind of red cloth and emitting some very strong
bad vibes.
Unholy.
As described by Jay and Unholy Nature as described by Derrin,
Yes.
there was an item which this unit was asked with bringing back to the church without touching it. At which point I produced a pair of thongs, brought that unholy item into the barrel of wine,
Winning the wine.
closed it, and then rolled that barrel of wine back to the church.
Yeah.
At
Yeah, totally
which-
drinkable. That was no problem.
At which point, this unit, no longer under the guise of a paladin, was seen next to its two companions going back to the church by Edgar, who was on the streets.
Yes, I was there waiting for this group of misfits and badly behaving kids, if I call them like those. So,
Report ends.
Yeah. And that's where we begin.
yeah, very non-professional staff I have here.
I think that describes our characters really well, because I sensed bad vibes and you sensed that unholy
Holiness.
presence.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's a technical term. Is bad vibes.
Yeah, real specialists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly trained.
Yeah. So you're on the street. Father Gray has just caught you with a barrel of with a couple. I think you took 2 barrels. You took the one with the metal.
Can we
No,
offer
no.
I took some bits of
Okay. Yeah.
metal,
You
just,
just some metal.
but
Okay.
I'm just rolling one barrel.
And drop the bad vibe weapon
Yeah.
into the wine.
barrel. Yeah.
This is
that-
gonna look a bit
Yeah.
bad.
But-
And Leif tried to hide himself
Yes.
somehow.
When seeing Edgar, hoping, perhaps,
Do I
that Edgar has not noticed him, Leith will attempt
19.
to cast disguise self to assume the form of the paladin once more.
Yeah. So roll for stealth, please.
Yeah, that's not happening. Just if I had changed the armor, perhaps. With disadvantage, that's 1 on the dice, dex based, so it's a 3.
Critical fumble.
The
Yeah.
only
22.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is dark outside, but like glints of metal of the lampposts gives him enough of an idea that yeah, it is Leif. Because like it is dark outside, it is an evening, but that doesn't change the fact that what he doesn't see, he can like,
Mhm.
like just deduct. So you're pretty sure you like stumble a little bit, then turn. You use disguise self definitely, but Father Gray did notice like behind the two, just turning, just like poof, turning into a paladin.
Too late.
And the party,
So-
you are accompanied there by a small 20-ish year old human girl with a weird red
Oh yeah.
like pants and shirt combination with a mask.
Denise thought herself a vigilante and has.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the tacky name? Already forgot it.
The red cutlass or something like
So
that.
you-
Cutlass,
you-
Cutlass, yeah.
Yeah,
It
Cutlass.
was just Cutlass.
the Cutlass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
cutlass.
was your niece,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now she's in her
She's
disguise
the-
costume.
Pajamas.
Pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty much.
great.
And we're walking out there
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Father Gray standing outside.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
well,
joy.
Well,
Since I'm pretty sure that I
Okay.
think that I am hidden, I will just continue rolling the barrel as the paladin and acknowledge Edgar and say, Father Gray.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing
Leaving me to deal with this.
Father Gray,
Thank you.
and just keep going forward if I'm not interrupted.
I, because this is my mess, have to stop and greet Father Gray and say, I have saved my niece and she is eager to join a nunnery. Or
Oh no, I'm not.
shut up. Yes, you are.
You shut up.
And everything is fine, and we are ready to be at your disposal to do whatever you want.
Oh,
I try to smile disarmingly and continue my way.
I look at my sun clock and and
Underground.
It-
We're
well,
underground.
It's evening, so it doesn't.
yeah, oh, it works. So
Yeah.
it's even
Magic.
yeah, more than that, of course. Yeah, and you still have time, so I'm expecting you guys in your quarters by the dawn
Yes, thank you, sir.
with full report.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You can see the small girl in weird clothes just looking at you like, who the frag is this guy?
Shut up.
She's not
Go
saying
away.
anything.
Yeah,
She's like she's very she's pissed off and just like grumbly, but she looks at Father Grey like who's this
What does he think?
person?
Oh god. Let's go. Let's get you somewhere safe and.
Auntie Derrin, who the hell was that guy? I haven't seen
Why?
such.
Please.
I haven't seen such shoelicking since you last
Oh
met
my
the
God.
Greensburg brothers.
Can you please shut up? This is my employer and he can make my life really, really shitty. Really easily, so
You-
just don't make this any
Oh
worse.
yeah, because you don't need help with making yourself some troubles.
Mhm.
Ha.
Yes, it runs in the family apparently. Now,
I wasn't in trouble. I
yes,
did just
you
fine.
were. Yes,
Crumble,
you
grumble,
were.
grumble.
You, yeah.
She
I'll-
starts pouting like just in the specific intensity, just like doable by teenage girls
Yeah.
or like late teen girls. But yeah, so you get to the temple, no problem there. It's the city is filled with, or it is called the City of Lights for a reason because there's a lot of street lights even in the night because the city of Garaboce is the capital of the West. It's called the City of Lights because you really don't want to run into the shadows because there's a place called the Vale of Miseriath, which is filled with nightmares and terrors. That's why there's a lot of lights even in the night.
Yes. Would the entrance to the stables where we have our cart parked with our wonderful woolly horse and the very important box be open so I can just roll the barrel down there and
Not at this hour. It's sealed just so that no one can get in or out.
okay, then I
Yes.
go the long way around with the
Yeah.
barrel, taking it.
Yeah, you
There?
do have enough strength. You can just like carry it.
No, I can't. I have an 18 strength.
Oh right, yeah, true.
I am very dexterous. I can roll the
Yeah.
barrel all the time I want,
Yeah.
but no, I'm
So
not
you,
carrying
it
it.
takes you some time to get it downstairs and such, and you might get some help of like temple people, but you in time you will get it to the stable.
Yes.
There are two big heavily armored paladins with great swords just standing in the corner like saying nothing, and your
Good night, brothers. What has befallen you on this night?
the helmet turn to each other, then the other starts talking. Father Ariston's sent us here to guard this stable.
I assume that no unworthy people have trespassed.
There has been only one person here, and it is. He points at Hector.
Who is probably sleeping by the horse.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I will roll the barrel next to our cart,
Mhm.
leaving it upright so it can be opened and people can drink wine or get the
Yes.
unholy weapon that is within it or whatever they fancy.
Yeah.
And I will go and see the box.
Yeah. It's a.
And
It's
open the wooden box to see if the more impressive looking onyx box is still in it.
Yeah.
I sent someone to get Derrin to make the full report of the.
Oh gosh. Do I have to write it? Oh no. My
First
only weakness.
What's your intelligence?
Oh, it's 11.
Yeah, you probably have been taught to write.
Yeah. Yay.
Right.
Well, we went there, saved the niece, everything was
I'm at my quarters, so
good.
I'm expecting you there.
We
Yeah.
got a box containing a very cursed item. Must
What is this cursed item?
why would you
Where it
tell?
is?
Oh, it's Leif took it. It's
Where it is?
probably near the other box with the other item.
I see. What else happened?
Not much. We ran into some thugs that had captured my niece and
What was the reason?
oh, the reason was they were bad people and they wanted to do bad things.
Why?
They might have known me from somewhere and wanted to make things.
What is the connection?
Is this the connection is there was they're just thugs, okay. They do things. They I might have stepped on a few toes when I was here last, and they kind of do stuff like that. And they had some old friends that want to just generally they do stupid stuff to people all the time.
What
So-
does they do know?
Oh, they what do they don't know? They
Know about you? Have they leverage on you? Have they
Yeah.
hook?
Yes, they do have leverage on it, but that has nothing to do with this mission. They don't know anything about the box or you or all this. It's all in the past stuff before even I was Corax's paladin. So it's
What does your niece know?
about this nothing at all.
You
That-
probably like sent her to sleep in the temple with
Yeah.
in some sort of like
Yeah, nothing at all. She knows I do stuff for the Church of Coraxus. That's it. That you're my employer. That's it.
Well, this is a concern.
Yes, I can see that. This is the last time my past will anyway endanger the mission. I'm sure when we are out of here, I am at your full service and there will be no inconvenient relatives at all.
Well, if it does, I need to act on it.
Yes, I am sure you will.
Father Grey.
You can go now. I take care of your niece.
Actually, I think I have someone that can
You
take
can go now.
care of her. Okay, thank you.
Mm.
Boy. And then I have a very I have to get Lynette out of here like really fast.
At the same time that this whole ordeal of interrogation / report thing
Yes.
happened,
Where do I do
It's
that?
a
It's
potato, I suppose.
I would already pissed about Leif dropping the cursed blade into the wine because now the wine has gone bad.
really
But-
bad.
But I would follow right, and you took it to the stables.
Yeah. And after checking that the box that I left disguised as a box of apples is still fine, I will promptly go to diagnostics, let's say,
Yeah.
where I completely shut down and just.
Okay.
The only thing that has moved in the entire stable is Ifri has like he was on one flank and now he's on the other. Like that's the only thing that's moved.
Well, hopefully Hector has also moved, because if the
Yeah.
person has moved from one flank to the other and the person hasn't.
Yeah, he's in the same position but just like turned 180
Yes.
degrees or.
When
The paladins came, but when you came, the paladins left. So
I like to fish the curse blade from the wine barrel
yeah,
before anyone else gets to it or sees it. I don't mind if Leif sees it. I don't care about that. But any of the guards or anyone. And when I switch it with, I have one dagger. I'm gonna drop my own dagger in there.
it's like the dagger is like yay tall and the.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because no one else knows how.
Oh,
how it
that's
looks.
true. Yeah.
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 I'm gonna.
So you're gonna take the blade out of the cloth.
Well, I'm gonna piece up a cloth around my hand, which I'm gonna dig in there,
Mm-hmm.
trying to avoid touching the blade with my bare
nice.
hands.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I have gloves.
You accidentally cut yourself.
I'm not sure. Well,
Well,
With the demon blade.
winter is coming, so we will assume you have gloves.
Okay.
And because you're the extras character and you have time, you can just like take time to just like
Yeah,
fish it out.
I'm gonna try to fish it out, drop my own dagger there, and head into my room with it
Okay.
without anyone else noticing.
Yeah.
You probably smell like a trunk
Yeah, well, he
Well,
always smells like a
That's
drunk.
Yeah, that's
what
true,
we
like-
smell like.
because you're taking a piece of cloth that was
Yeah.
binding the blade, which
And
is
it's been
drenched in
soaking.
wine, so you're
Yeah.
It's been
smelling
soaking.
like a very, very drunk person.
It's been soaking in the wine for at least a couple of
Couple
hours
hours.
because the walking trip. But yeah. Yeah, so
It's. I've been drinking a bit more today.
yeah, that's true. So you, yeah. But yeah,
Right.
you have the dagger or the
And I just
short
wanna-
sword. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make it.
You can feel it's a little curved. It's a one side and it's a little curved.
Yeah.
But yeah. Feels very balanced, very well balanced.
Then I would just. I want to head into my room. Head into my room to inspect it.
Yeah.
Just while being versed with all kinds of things, with bad vibes, and that kind of stuff. I'm inspect it, see if there's any engravings in it, any runes or writings or anything that.
So you take the blade out of the cloth. It is like this tall. It's a short sword basically. It's the handle is a little curved. The blade is like it's not symmetry curved. It's just a little curved.
Yeah,
it's
there you go.
very
So it's one side,
elegant
yeah.
and very very thin, and it looks and feels like it's made out purely out of bone with a leather handle, obviously.
Okay. The whole blade.
The whole blade.
Okay.
It like the weight would allow it to. It feels like bone. It like you swing it a little bit. It's very light. It's not made of metal, anyways. And there's
Does-
and the only problem there's like no runes or carvings. It's a little chipped, so it's been used at some point.
Okay.
But the
Well-
fact of the matter is, it's made of bone, but it's still in this shape. Ergo, it's magical AF.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's more or less what I was going to ask. Like, if it's made like bone, like, does it look like a vertebrae that has been sharpened or
No.
something like that, or does it look like
Basically, someone's taken bone, turned it into like modeling clay,
Yes.
and then like shaped it into the sword, and then
Yeah.
it's hardened.
that? Yeah.
Would I have any knowledge of any specific creatures, cultures, anyone who would have used this kind of a weapon?
Yeah. So roll for history.
I'll roll twice because if it's
Definitely. It is within
Yeah.
your
Oh.
wheelbarrow.
and history you said.
Yeah.
It's where's my history? History is there. 23.
23.
23.
I mean, it looks like you swing it around and you feel like it's been shaped not to, like, well, it is very sharp, so you get the feeling that it's been made to cut deep and make people bleed,
Mm-hmm.
and the combination of bone and blood makes you think of vampires.
Okay.
You do know that there are vampires. It's a very rare species,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually a very wild species. There's been rumors and old history, old legends about vampire civilizations, but as far as you know, there shouldn't be any active at the moment.
Okay.
And even though you have the glove and you like have the handle
Yeah.
with the leather and the glove, none of the bone touches your flesh, but it's still you feel a sort of fizzle.
Okay.
Like it starts off very faint, but the more you swing it, the more you feel a sort of fizzle from the bone, like a sort of oozing sensation from the blade into your glove.
Not to mess too badly with the bad vibes, I'm just gonna leave it for today. I think I'll have to bring it to Leif to inspect it even further.
Yeah.
I'll tuck it in again in the wrappings it was in,
Yeah.
and tuck it in under my bed.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, after getting interrogated, Sir Derrin
Yeah.
goes to
I will search for Lynette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you came to the temple, you put like gave her what to the main priest and like
She's not there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
we have a
Okay,
problem.
so you go to the priest.
Yeah.
There was one of the priests who was
Yeah.
awake, and you gave Lynette to the priest.
Yeah.
And now you go to the priest and like, I would just like to see Lynette, and the priest is like, I don't know where she is.
Well, I suggest that you find out where she is.
Okay.
I would like to talk to her.
Yes. And as I'm not sure who you were referring to, can I get a description of some sort?
Very tacky clothes, red, about this high and looking like a chambermaid. You know, teenager,
Well, very well.
red hair.
I will see what I can find.
Oh dear.
And takes 15-20 minutes, and the priest comes back to you in the main hall of the temple, and he's like, well, we should search all the quarters of the where novices and other young visitors are kept, and we didn't find a girl matching these descriptions.
Well, that is good to hear. Father Gray probably has her in his custody. Do you mind me? I am going to take a little evening stroll just for purposes of my own. And there I go, trying to get to Undercity and seek out one Osric Sand to inform him that he owes me a favor, and I would like to see him try to get Lynette out of the grasp of the church.
Yeah. You try and find Osric. You take some hours and try and find Osric, and ask your old contacts in the order.
Yeah.
There are many secrets in this party. I will tell you guys later, not these guys. And Osric has left the city some months ago because
Damn.
he got a promising gig.
Oh yeah. He always has a promising gig.
Yeah, at the moment you hear from from a barkeep in the Undercity that he's dabbled in a career of a musician.
Right. Well, I will leave a very detailed instructions to Osric when he gets back that he is to get Lynette back from whatever convent she's been sent to and tell her I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
And that's about all I can do without contacting the guy or other very.
Yeah, the guy might.
Yeah, the guy might
definitely.
help,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
Yeah, you can definitely ask the guy.
no, thank you, not yet. I'm not that desperate yet.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my plan B, and then I return back and try to get a few hours of sleep.
Yeah. It's just because you take just a couple of hours. It's just barely the bare minimum of a long rest. So props.
Yeah. Yay.
So I think that's that we go to the next morning.
Should we have a break here?
Not yet. 15 minutes. We will have a break in 15 minutes, just a heads up. So, next morning you guys get a long rest, which you can use to do whatever your class is needed for.
Yep.
And you all wake in the Grand Temple of Omnol, and Leif has slept or been inactive in the cart, guarding the box. Hector, who's your horse guy, has been guarding the horses with you. He's sleeping longer because he's only human. Father Gray is in the eastern wing, in his own room with his own luxury. A little bit of a better lifestyle. And Jay and Derrin have their own rooms as well. You get a very modest breakfast from the temple if you want it. It's just like porridge and bread and water, but it's something. It's a very hearty porridge, and there's like tea and coffee available if you want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would eat breakfast.
Yeah. Breakfast.
I'd eat breakfast and a big cup of coffee and pack my things back. Take the blade in my backpack and just. I don't have anything else or anything better to do than just wait around for us to leave.
Yeah.
I eat breakfast and then go to Father Gray's door to politely wait until he comes out of it.
Obviously, Father Gray gets his breakfast delivered to his room
Yes.
because he's a very high-ranking priest person.
Very important.
Yes. Exactly. You take your sweet time eating breakfast, maybe drinking some wine or what was the drink you guys, your characters drank the evening before?
Brandy.
Brandy. Yeah, I use brandy here. Maybe a morning brandy or an Irish coffee or something.
Yeah, well, I'm having a wine.
Yeah. And then you.
Well,
yeah.
I summon her like
And
she can come in.
Yeah. You open the door and like, oh, she's here. Excellent.
Morning.
Morning. Could you please tell me where you have put my niece?
She's in church custody.
Can you please release her from the church custody?
For duration of this operation, she will be kept safe. But after we have solved this matter in hand, she will be held in custody.
Nice.
There is too much leverage in your history, and someone is using her as a leverage towards you. So it's safer for her to be in church custody.
Tell me you did not put her in a nunnery, because I pity for the nuns. They will be...
That is disclosed information.
Alrighty then, but I am not going to be held responsible for any mental breakdowns she is going to cause trying to get out, or any of other relatives other than me trying to break her out. So, knowing these things, could you please consider not putting her in a nunnery?
I take that in consideration.
Thank you very much. I'm used to dealing with very shady employers, so what can I do? So I'm not saying this out loud.
I have file on you, so
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Yeah, so, well,
Yeah.
This is just precaution
Yeah.
to make sure that our mission is successful.
well,
Yeah.
And you gave me your word. There is no problem from your end.
yes, I will make
So you
it
make
so.
sure that it's going to be so.
Yes. Oh dear. Well, there's nothing I can do. Lynette will probably try to strangle me when she gets out of custody, but I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. So yeah. I'll go and wait with the cart, looking slightly glum.
Meanwhile, one of the priests have come down to the stables and lowered the bridge, the ramp to get, because the stables is basically in a basement, and there's a hidden ramp from the backside of the Grand Temple, like so. From the backside of the Grand Temple to the street levels. And the priest lowers the ramp and you get the horses and cart outside, and like both of the horses are very relieved to get like fresh air and like space. Hector has done his best to make sure his friend, the woolly horse, Ivory, is not very distressed, but you can see the horse is clearly happy to get outside and get some room, and he takes a couple of steps of just like joy of movement, and then he settles down and allows himself to be tied to the cart. Draw your cart. You have gotten breakfast. Whoever you need breakfast.
Mhm.
Some of you don't.
Yes.
Get breakfast, and then you get to the wagons, and all of the 3 people, including you, actually 7 people, because there's these 4, and then there's a big barbarian called Nail, a small, slinky human. Tim, yeah, thanks. I know these names, I know all the names. And then there's the big, hairy Hector guy who's from a horse clan, so that's why he's
Yeah.
hairy. Yes. So when you get to the backside of the temple and you start your journey, roll for perception.
Oh, 20.
15.
Isn't
Nice.
isn't
This is a
perception the
new
one
dice.
thing
18.
that none of us is good at?
I'm good at it.
Oh, you're good at
Yeah, I got an 18.
it. 11.
So you are outside, on the backside of the temple. You just like check around the city area, and because this is the biggest temple in the city, there's a lot of people in and around the temple, just like walking to and fro. It's morning, so people go to work. Much of the people, because it is north side of the city, are guards. As a reminder, on the north side of the city, there's a bit of miseria with like all the badness. There's a lot of guards, but a lot of normal people and some priests just like milling around. None of you except Derrin notice anything out of the ordinary. Just like normal, some beggars, some noblemen, and anything and everything between that. Humans and elves and some dwarves, half-orcs, just milling around, gnomes, halflings, dragonborn, just like a lot of different races. Derrin, she looks around. At first she's like just like there's nothing weird, but then she notices a weird-looking human. He's a little bit of a hunchback and with ripped, like torn clothes and like thin, oily hair. He looks very, very poor, and he looks like he hasn't even seen a bathhouse in like literally forever. And there's nothing weird with like beggar people. The weird thing about this beggar is that he has a raven on his hand. He's just like talking to the raven, like people talk to their pets. But ravens are very smart and very expensive. He's just like he isn't close to the temple or anything. He's just in a street corner. By the way, the same street corner that was before last evening was like sealed off with the red tape and things. So it's clean. The street cleaners have left.
Okay, I'll just saunter over to Jay and just nudge him, and I'm like, yeah, do you see the guy over there with the raven? That's not normal for beggars to have these kind of birds, so I think we're being watched.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And
I think I would know about these kinds of guys. Do I have a recollection of?
I mean,
someone or some of these
ravens are also
people who use ravens, because they're, as you said, really rare, and they cost a lot, and how to interact them and use them, I don't think that's that's not an everyday thing, so to say.
I mean, like a lot of people use ravens as messenger birds because they are very smart, but maybe it's just because sometimes ravens just sit next to people to beg for food, but wait, that person probably is food for ravens, or like he looks so gangly, he might just like fall down because of malnourishment. But like some ravens just perch in cities just because they might get some food or whatever.
Okay.
I'll also go over to Leif and
So
point that thing out.
It's like if the raven had some marking, or like it might be a normal beggar who just happened to get a raven,
Okay.
but like you know that most the use of ravens as messenger birds is mostly a northern and western province style of thing, but that's only half of the entire continent
Yeah.
island, so
Okay,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
narrow
that's
that
what I
much.
was
Yeah.
going at, like, so it's actually a common practice to
Yeah.
use ravens. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind or lend our time to that, but let's keep an eye
Yeah.
out. Let's keep an eye out for anything.
Yeah.
There are a lot of because ravens, there are a lot of like folk tales and things
Yeah.
surrounding that.
Yeah, because we can't narrow it down to anything specific or anyone, but
Yeah.
let's keep our eyes
Yeah.
open.
So yeah, a couple takes a small while. The like it seems like the beggar talks to the raven or like coos to it or something like who's the pretty bird or something else you can't hear because there's a lot of people milling around and talking and shouting and selling wares and whatever. Takes a small while and the bird flies away and the beggar just like looks around and just like this and then just like walks away. And he goes to the street that was just cleaned yesterday, and then he realizes his mistake because the street is, you can see it's sparkly and it's like licked clean. A
Okay.
very bad like metaphor, but it's literally looks like someone has just like the entire street just been like cleansed.
Okay.
And the person, the like filthy bigger person just walks there. It's like a thumb to a sore eye or sticks out like a sore thumb is the metaphor I was looking for, but
Yeah.
you get the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get to the cart and you ride on. The bigger northern main road takes you next to the city.
Before we go, I'll ask, what happened to the cursed blade? Is it still with us? Are we taking it with us?
I guess that we have the
barrel.
Okay.
in the back of the car.
So we're taking it with us. Alright.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know why it went.
I want to see it.
Now we're moving.
It is in that
Oh,
barrel.
by the by, how do you like you take the wine barrel with you inside, or do you just tie it up?
I don't know exactly
Do you
how
have
the
a
cart
roof to
works.
tie it on?
Like,
or?
I would bring back the box into the cart.
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely. Yeah.
The little decoy glowy green lamp I will just put on top of the box for
Yeah.
now. And if there's space, I will put the barrel in the cart. If
Yeah.
not, if it fits on the cart.
I mean, the
don't know.
cart by itself is the inside of the cart is approximately the same size as this area.
Oh yeah, I
from
put
that
it.
wall to that wall.
I put it in
And
standing
it's
up
like
on a corner.
and it's as broad that you can just like two people can sit side by side, and there's some space between them, just like
Yeah.
a meter between them.
Just in case I'm sitting on the barrel with the box next to me, so I'm not sitting on the box.
Yep.
So if he asks where the blade is, I just get up, turn around, point to the barrel.
The barrel sloshes. When the cart moves, you can hear a sort of liquid sound, like it sloshes inside. Well, maybe they mentioned that there's wine inside. But
Yeah.
Very, very bad wine.
I see. Has
Nice.
someone touched it?
No, but
No.
when he put it in there, with that cloth.
Yeah.
And tongues, you remember?
Yeah. No
Oh,
direct
yeah. He-
skin contact.
But yeah.
Well, when we stop, we'll see about the blade. If it's a bad blade, like I've heard,
Yeah.
we'll see if it needs to be dealt with.
Thank God we have such a holy person with us who can identify the blade.
Indeed.
Thank
Yes.
God.
Yes. Suddenly we are all very, very pious.
Yeah. So the next stop is the city area called the Cat's Tear, and we will continue in 15 minutes, and you will get to see why this area of the city is called the Cat's Tear. See you soon.
Back.
So, hi again. Welcome
Hello.
back. Hopefully this time everything works better. there was some technical trouble as far as I understand.
With the internet.
With the internet,
Yes,
not with
yes,
us.
the magic net.
We're balanced and working fine. Just fine.
Yes.
Anyways, so like
Fudge.
yes, like I
We are
said last
working
time,
on fudge.
the party is on their way in their big cart or carriage,
Well,
probably
It's
more of a carriage with a roofs and space enough for a big box and a cart of or
yeah, we need to get
barrel
rid
of
of
wine
this.
and a couple of people.
Yeah, we need to get rid of this wine barrel here. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
taking too much space.
So you make your way up, basically, like in a east to west axle through the city, towards the northern main gate, to the area called Cat's Tear. The name comes from the fact that there's a lot of cats here. There's a rumor and basically a fact going around that for some weird reason, because the city of Garaboce is right on the edge of the Vale. From time to time there comes big nightmare creatures and living scarecrows and whatever horror creatures just come sometimes through the wall, ghosts and shadows and things come through the wall and or over the wall or like into the city. And for some very weird reason, cats terrify them. There are stories of like 5-meter tall creatures made of pure nightmare with dozens of claws, walking close, and just from a small alley jumps out a small house cat, and the nightmare creature's like, nope, just no. And because there's a big main northern gate to and out of the Vale, it's heavily guarded, but there's a collection of houses and city blocks filled with hundreds of cats and cat symbols and the Black Cat Cafe and the Cat's Paw Tavern and what have you.
Cats and
Cat plushies.
Cat theme park.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of
And
cats.
the main road takes you through the Cat's Tear, and you can see a lot of like wild cats just walking around. There's the same idea as with the elephants in India. You do not cross a cat. If a cat jumps on your lap and wants to sleep, then you're stuck, and so on, because cats protect from the nightmare creatures of the Vale.
So in India, if an elephant sleeps on your lap, you have
You
can't move.
Yes.
Actually, it's a cow.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
not a but cows.
But if elephants jump
Yeah,
on you,
if
then you
an
need to
elephant
stop.
stomps on you, are definitely stuck. And I think
Yes.
the same applies to cows because they're quite big.
Yeah.
But anyways, in this context, it's cats. And your carriage it's just like it's a half a dozen blocks maybe the area, and you can see the main gate. It's made of different metals with a lot of protective glyphs and runes, like covering the big gate, where like you can, if ever needed to mount an assault on the Vale, which people have done in the ancient times, then yeah, this is the place. But this gate hasn't effectively been open in like years. But yeah, you ride on, you get through the Cat's Tear with no problems. No cats jump on your cart, making it stuck or anything.
Yeah, good.
And there's like most of the people living here are soldiers. So there's the infrastructures around this catered to soldiers. There's like inns and like rumor is it has there are a couple of casinos here, but not on the street side. It's not like some people frown upon like gambling.
It's very legit.
Yeah, actually, because this is Garaboce and a lot of money comes by here. Here, it's one of the few cities which actually have legalized gambling and legalized casinos. So you probably will see couple of casinos.
So it's a party town.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Because
so
Garaboce is the sort of city to if you have riches.
tavern next to tavern, next to
Yeah.
tavern,
Yes.
and then the casino, and
The
tavern.
Unofficial city slogan is if you have wealth, flaunt it. Garaboce is built in 3 layers and all that jazz, and you can see like some will not let this go close to the gate, but there are like layers upon layers of like the more high you up, the richer you are. And in travel goes on, you get to the in some time, in some hours, you get to the western gate, and yeah, there are soldiers guarding the western gate of the city, which takes you to the main path from Garaboce to Fumurvos, and you need to wait for a while in the line to the gate because there are some other people going there. There's a big cart with like a covered, this sort of, I call it the pioneer cart, with the sort of canvas covering the main wooden cart. It's very rickety and very, well, it's sturdy, but it's not very finely built, if that makes sense. A couple of older horses draw it, and couple of people, one of them smoking a pipe, sits on the front of the canvas, and they're just in front of the line of you.
I keep close watch of my surroundings because of the shady beggar.
Yep.
Uh,
Roll for perception.
It's not following us for anything.
no, but
It's just a random beggar.
16. Yeah.
I'm very worried about her.
Yeah,
She's getting
16.
unstable.
I would
16, yeah.
Yeah.
before rolling out of the city, I would. Isn't Tim the one who keeps jumping on the roof and back inside and
Yeah.
doing all kinds of weird stuff?
Yeah.
But I would advise Tim to keep a lookout if there are any weird or inconspicuous birds, especially ravens, floating around.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
You got a thing with the ravens? Oh, I heard you talk about some raven before.
Yeah, just keep a lookout.
Yeah, sure. And he sat inside and was like whittling on some piece of wood, and then he just like puts his dagger on belt and then goes to the side window and just like parkours himself out the window and onto the roof of the carriage. And then he sits there cross-legged and continues whittling.
And as soon as Tim leaves, I'm gonna put my legs up on the place where Tim was sitting.
Yeah. You don't know it, but he sees nothing.
You
Yeah.
know nothing.
He's like someone with the surname Snow.
Oh.
Interesting.
We already have a sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool.
Is that a bastard name?
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
Snow and Sand are both.
I have you know that
Yeah.
I come from respectable parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
like
use the
bastards
surname
usually
either
do.
with one hand or two-handed.
Oh snap! But yeah.
You do know beggars can't have bastard sons or
Yeah,
daughters.
and they also can be choosers.
Yeah. It takes a while when the city guard look through the canvas
Now.
carriage, and then it's your turn. And one of the city guard, blonde-haired, half-elf male, comes up to whoever's, probably Hector's, like driving the cart.
Yeah.
Comes up to Hector and says, "So you're leaving the city on like, is there any like, was there anything weird or anything we should, like, you guys armed or anything?"
I mean,
Yes.
with my warhammer is like,
I'll
yeah.
take my gun out of the window.
Oh,
Yeah, and the
Okay.
warhammer goes up.
Chill. And immediately when there's a gun, you can hear the sort of bow.
But
bow
at the same
being
time,
swung.
yes.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't like flaunt a gun around in public, citizen. I mean, like there's always a little bit of tension with the veil. And just heads up, one of our captains was sent some kilometers on the main road because there was an incident. So you might want to keep your eyes open.
You heard that, Tim?
Yeah.
Good.
And then he just like the city guard just checks the cart very briefly, just like counts people and checks like a couple boxes, whatever, a weird suit of armor, whatever, and then he lets you on your merry way.
Alright. It wasn't Garaboce like right at the halfway point, kind
Yeah.
of. Although, yeah.
So, like, you're pretty much half the way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to Fumurvos. It's the capital of the Western province, basically. As you can, we can show the. I'm probably gonna make a more detailed video about the map, anyways, in some point. But yeah. So here, you left from here,
Yeah.
and you're here, and your goal is here. But,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the destination.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you travel on the road for a couple of kilometers until you see a weird. The road itself is very, very wide.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the main road from through the entire big western province, and there's a lot of traffic to and fro. It is autumn, so it's a little bit cold and colorful. That's the problem with the picture, but it kind of works. Imagine that, but in like autumn.
Yeah, but those are evergreen, so.
Yeah. So yeah, there might be some like bits and pieces.
Technically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you have glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, and still on your left side, there's small like pillars and like protective glyphs on poles and things, and on your right side is the scarred normal-ish nature of the western province. It's like small patches, small very thick glades of wood crisscrossed by this scar pattern on the entire continent on the west side. But yeah, so like the road itself is it's so worn, it's pretty flat, and it's technically it's sand, but it's so packed it might be asphalt basically.
Maybe we stop here and look at the dagger thing. It has been sort of bothering me for a while now, and you guys have been dodging the issue. So let's look at the wine barrel now.
It was a sword thing, actually. I think it was longer than a dagger.
I see. Well, I would like to see it anyways.
Yeah. So Hector stops.
Tim and Hector.
Yeah. Cart stops on the side of the road.
And Neil, could you be so kind and lift the barrel of the cart and
Take a little swig of the wine. Hmm?
maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe
No.
you just pour it down.
I wouldn't.
Definitely
I wouldn't
not.
advise that because it.
He mutters something in a weird language, which, as far as you know, is a weird dialect of common in the like eastern parts of the continent. But he takes the wine barrel out. He strains a little bit because it weighs like a lot, and then like taps it down and uses his big hammer club thing very surprisingly gently to just tap the barrel open.
Like frying pan size of hands. Like
Yeah, like he's a very big dude, like 220 tall, and like bench presses a small car or something. He's a very big barbarian
Car?
sort of dude. Cart.
Cart.
The T. It's a thing in the north that the T is silent.
Yeah, I see.
Yes. So there's a barrel of wine, and someone fishes out the red cloth.
I can take a look at that if you want. I'm pretty well adversed in things with bad vibes.
Yeah.
I
please do.
I pull out a little monocle.
This is my
Say
moment.
I can also assist in identifying the object.
Yeah, that would be beneficial. I'm gonna throw a.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you fish out the cloth, and
Yeah,
then you
I'm-
put it on the puts it on the. I think Leif uses his tongs again and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
fishes it out and puts it on the ground and opens the cloth, and it's metal.
That's
Weird, wasn't it longer?
weird.
Yes.
It is possible that
And
the wine and the
do we-
distance from organics has rendered it inert in some way.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
identify it.
diluted in the wine or something because the wine definitely
At
is
which
still
point I put my hand on it and start identifying it as
Yep.
a ritual because I
Yep.
need to touch it to identify.
Yep.
Nice for cursed things. And
Yep.
after 10 minutes,
Nada.
it appears that it is an inert dagger.
Yep.
At this point.
Let me have a
Weird.
look.
because the most
I poke it with my paladin sensor.
Yep. Nothing.
Naughty, this isn't.
Yeah, it's not giving out the bad vibes anymore. But the wine is. It's contaminated. Is it?
Paladin senses
No, no. The wine is okay as
Is
well.
is the wine still contaminated or no?
My paladin sensor says no.
I mean,
If
it
you
was.
want,
I mean, it is a little bit because the sword was in it for a while.
yes,
But it's starting to dilute
Mhm.
whatever the.
yeah, I will tell also you that I can render the liquid drinkable again by organics if allowed to rest and prepare.
Oh,
I
you should do
I
that.
have purified drinking water. And
Yeah, so it will become water.
no,
Not wine anymore.
Yeah,
It's
but,
just,
I mean-
plain water
Yeah.
we'll see.
without
mean-
any alcohol in it. And
I mean, technically, he can purify it to be non-alcoholic wine if he
Okay.
wants
Oh,
to.
no.
But I will house rule it that you don't have to remove the
Yeah.
alcohol if you don't want.
Yeah. I asked in a previous session if alcohol was considered a poison, and we ruled it out as not really. So I can't purify drinking water to make people not get drunk.
So,
Yeah.
but we have the case of the not cursed weapon.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like, because your paladin
Funny.
senses it, there was a weird effect on the wine, but it's been starting to dilute,
yeah.
so it's not as strong as it was.
is the dagger recognizable?
It's a plain dagger. I mean,
Damn. They weren't like big
Yeah,
belongs to Jay.
Yeah, no.
Does
Yeah.
does there say that it belongs to Jay?
No.
Uh,
Only my guns.
roll for
My guns have my insignia, but my dagger
yeah,
is
roll
a
for
dagger.
investigation.
No.
One.
Oh no!
That one. No,
You
it's
have
it's
no
a plain
idea
dagger.
whose dagger that
Just
is.
asking questions.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's a plain dagger, just like you, like the most basic kind of dagger built in modern, like. It's
Yeah, it's a
like
basic dagger.
Fork. It's like a fork you can like buy off like any street vendor,
Hmm.
probably mass produced.
Okay. I just said, strange. Let's carry on.
Nail is like, okay, so now I can take some booze.
Yes, you can.
Excellent.
Nice.
And then he takes a big, very damaged metal pipe that just like fills it up to the brim with wine and just takes a long gulp.
Do you have a jug for me too?
Well, of course I have it because wine it's not fun drinking alone. And he produces another
Yeah,
big.
I'm gonna take some too, but I'm not gonna drink it. I'm gonna wait and see what happens to Nail.
Why?
Roll for perception.
He gets drunk.
15.
Well, he just drank like 4 deciliters of wine in one chug. He becomes a little bit inebriated, but
I'm gonna keep watch for like the next 5 minutes
Yeah.
before I take a sip.
While the circus is going on, Leith will just basically look away and look on like towards the road to see if anyone is coming up towards us.
Yeah.
I mean some small parties of people with some carrying just their stuff and some with carts or like.
Yeah, but I'm basically standing guard just in case someone tries to make a run for our box. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also standing guard.
Yeah,
Characteristically.
Well, I jump into the cart and say to Hector, okay, we carry on.
By the way, Father Grey, really awesome tactics. This is definitely how you lose everyone who's trying to follow us. Then you suddenly stop start searching for something, and they just have to drive by. Excellent planning.
Yes. No one will think that we are carrying an important
No.
thing if we stop every 15 minutes to have a drink.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I can have a drink every 15 minutes. Unlike this pot of tin. And you can see, well, he, like I said, he drank a lot of wine very quickly. But then Nail is like, he starts to, he seems like he starts to sing us happy tune. Then he looks at Father Gray and is like, I'm just gonna pack it away. And then empties the pint, packs the wine into the barrel and just lives there.
Yeah. I still have my. I presume Nail's jugs hit one of them.
Yep.
Which he gave me are huge.
Yeah, like almost a liter.
Okay, so I'm good for the whole trip.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Guarding the road. Yes.
carrying on, you get to the next stop. You're in a cart, so it takes another half an hour-ish. And you can see on the right side, ergo not the Vale side, but the normal side, there's a big cart, a big metal cart with the insignia of the Garaboce city watch. And you see a half a dozen city watchmen just walk around the cart and carry stuff to and fro the cart, and there's a sort of investigation thing going on, couple of people standing guard, and you can see a big half-orc captain, your former captain by the way, just like standing guard close to the cart and just like pointing and shouting and check that out and see that thing, and then someone else is like, investigate that. Yeah. And you get closer to it and you can see there's some crime scene going on. There's like a small wooden like draw cart, rickshaw sort of cart, which has halfly been burned. And there's a lot of like ash and burning marks all around it, and a couple of bodies.
Yeah, so this is the incident that was mentioned. I'm trying to keep low profile here, so I'm kind of not saying hello to any old friends.
I presume we're stopping.
If you want.
Right. I'm gonna ask.
Guess that.
Father Gray, you think we should stop and say hello? See what's happened?
Yeah, let's do that. It's
Alright.
we need to be like ordinary traveler band.
Yes,
so
good.
Yeah.
Okay, in that
Because
case.
there's the second wave of people following us, and now they need to pass us.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
excellent.
indeed. Excellent tactic here.
Yep.
So in this case, I go and say hello to my friend.
So the half orc is a very big. I think he's a half. Sorry, I need to just mention. Yeah, he's a very big half orc, and you can see that like he has the human colored skin, but the shape of the jaw with the big tusks and like weird shaped ears and a very down heavy skull, small like head and big chin and neck, and he's a very muscular person. He definitely has a custom fit guard captain uniform because he doesn't fit in a human sized uniform, and with him are like I said, half a dozen of city guards just like checking out whatever they can find in the crime scene. You get closer and Derrin goes ahead, and a couple of guards are like stop there, and the guard captain turns around, spits, and is like, you can just, holy shit, it's the great bitch herself. Come and give me a hug, buddy.
Nice to see you.
At the big like,
I met your brother when we were coming.
oh,
down
so
the
he
road.
didn't get stabbed. The big half-orc captain
still
just
alive,
like
still
he
alive.
just walks to
Yeah.
Derrin and just like lifts her
Yeah.
up like 30 centimeters and just like hugs her like.
I'm giving the weird look in the side. Okay.
And one of the city guard like, Captain, you're on the job. And the captain's
Yeah.
oh right.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, we're just passing through. Do you need any help? Something to bury or
Unburied.
no.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a weird thing here, cause
Okay.
like pointed, like a pointed area of fire and like some weapons and things.
Okay. Fire. We've seen those kind of things before. I think when we were coming here.
Yeah, so one of the guards, half elf, comes to the captain. Captain, if I may, and captain. Yeah, you're better with these things and technical whatever. And the half elf walks, nods. So, like the captain was said, there's been an arson case. We've heard rumors, and I used my specialty to talk with one of the deceased, and
Oh.
they seem to have seen a heavily armored short person with a flamethrower.
With a
Excuse me,
flamethrower.
what?
This is from the deceased themselves, so they are not the most trustworthy of. This is not the most trustworthy of proofs, but it is still something. The deceased themselves called it flamethrower, or something to that effect. Maybe it was a spell that made them breathe fire, or whatever.
Is
So-
there any possibility of identifying this object?
They left nothing of, like, there are a couple of plates of metal plates maybe left behind from the armor or the carts. It's a little bit work in progress.
Oh. Suddenly lose interest in whatever he's saying.
I would keep an eye out, especially
Oh yeah. Well.
the half-elf looks at Derrin like, I think I know this person.
Oh god.
It's a guard. You might have met them in some sort of guard events or something. You can just one of those guys.
Yeah, I live in fear of old acquaintances now because of
It's a
Father Grey.
you know the sort of
You
colleague.
should.
You know the sort of colleague that you've
Yeah.
met tens of times,
Yeah.
but you don't like bonded or anything. You just know the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
That sort of colleague.
Yeah.
And the half elf is like, so if you find any information about this sort of happenings, the city guard of Garaboce probably will pay for the information. Just
Right.
probably a spellcaster of some sort, because this sort of technology shouldn't be around in the West.
Yes. Well, we're kind of in a hurry, but if we see something,
Yeah.
we'll send you a message or something.
I
Can
assume you have contacts in the guard.
Yes, I do.
He looks back at the captain who's gone to the investigation site.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Do you mind if I just look around, see if there's some bad cursed energies or something I need to take care of as my
I need to.
profession of paladin?
I
I'm
need to-
kind of trying to get everyone to remember I'm a paladin now. I'm a paladin.
The half-elf guard looks at you very dryly and he's like, I need to check with the captain.
Of course.
Goes to the captain and you can hear you can hear what the half-elf is saying, but the captain's voice is very loud when he's, yeah, sure, I trust her completely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go and do a cursed.
Yeah.
Finding cursed
Yeah.
stuff.
So you have
Yeah.
the paladin
Yeah.
channel.
Sorry, what was the name of the captain?
Armatio.
Armatic, yeah.
Automatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aromatic.
Yes.
Alright.
I know it's an or half orc called aromatic. That was the joke.
Okay.
Well found. So you
Yeah.
check around and use your paladin senses, and you don't find any. Well, on this side of the, because the veil is kind of closed, so it's kind of it's there's some frazzling in the air, but you find like just weird residue of weird magic, but
Okay.
because like arcane magic isn't your forte, it's just like weird magic, weird arcane something
Yeah.
or other.
Okay.
It's like a sort of puff in the air, like a very faint. Even if you had like arcane knowledge, you wouldn't probably, because it's just like smoke in the air.
I return back to the cart and
So we're leaving.
tell what I've learned, that there might be a maniac with a flamethrower, but no veiled creatures or any other stuff.
The half of, or someone else clearly did something, because the couple of bodies who are left there, like they've, as far as you know, actually roll for religion.
You're right. 8. Yeah, that's about it. So no dice.
Uh, 20.
So you guys, because it's more of a this sort of, do you sense any like souls lingering? And well, there's no souls in the body, so they've probably moved on. But there's no ghost activity or anything, so they're probably just like moved on. So it's not gonna be a haunting or anything. So it's probably fine.
I say a few prayers and move on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's you. Then you get to the carriage, and you get a move on. And even though like you're very close to the veil, and it's a little disturbing because like the entire area is basically desecrated, but like the pillars and small charms and things on the roadside keep it at bay for the moment. And in this area, like you can see in the farther in the vale, the area is very flat. Like on the right side of the road, there's like patches of wood and bushes and living nature, but the vale area is there's short grass and some half dead trees, and that's pretty much it. And like in the far distance, you see something that might look like a cornfield or some other field with something that probably, hopefully, it's just normal scarecrows. But it's on the vale, so the probability of it just being normal scarecrows is pretty low. Rest of the day goes by very boringly. Probably a good sign, but if you guys don't have anything for the road, we'll, for the sake of brevity, get to your overnight place.
I assume the church has something set up for us on the road.
Yeah, it's arranged.
Yes.
There is a shelter for the faithful.
Yes.
and not so faithful.
And the fallen paladins, there is another section.
I am
They
just
sleep outside.
I'm just worshipping a different god.
Fallen paladins.
No.
Yeah. So
Not yet.
people come and people go on the road. Like, because it's autumn, people like there are bigger farmlands and farmhouses on the right side, basically on the south side, and some people leave their farms for the winter and come to the bigger cities. You can see carts filled with to the brim with like living fixtures. Usually those people end up to the under city because that's the only place with enough space, but maybe they get lucky and get to Garaboce's like normal level or street level. When the evening closes by, because for the moment this road has just been, some small alleys and small paths have gotten out of it, but the bigger road has just been one long, a little bit bendy road. But you get to a crossroads with almost as big a road going north as the one you're going to like west. Can I have the map?
Yes.
Yeah, so like you get to somewhere around here. So you get to the
Mhm.
to like the edge of the vale, and the road leaves like there's a part approximately here where the road just leaves the vale, and there's a crossroads with a road that's going straight north, and another road that goes straight towards Fumurvos. And in the middle of that crossroads is a very green and very heavily vined inn. It is called the Careful Garden. It's Careful Garden pub, but there's also an inn. And Father Gray knows that the road up north goes to the Temple of Vithlumen, which is your boss's temple.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that the Careful Garden pub is in very close cooperation with the Vithlumen temple, and a lot of priests stay here, and it's a very, very sort of sanctified space.
Good wine.
Yes.
I presume.
Pious wine.
Pious wine, yes.
Pious
All
wine
the
again.
names here are really pious for
Yeah.
late. The last one was as well.
Yeah, I mean you are close to the Vale. It's a
Yeah.
it's a normal thing that.
So is it the Vale? It's this area, like right
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
So
The
Well,
entire
yeah,
area
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
Vale, and like it's a very big area.
Yeah.
We will get to why the Vale is as it is in a later date. But yeah, the Careful Garden itself is a normal brick and wood house, 3 stories. Normal. It's a very big house with like room for tens of people to sleep inside, and it looks like a cross section of a combination of a small fort and a very, very big farmhouse. And there's a lot of vines and small patches of farmland with different like cabbages and radishes and melons and pumpkins, especially pumpkins in the autumn.
Well, I let everyone know that I'm very pleased for the day, and there was no funny business going on, and Derrin was behaving nicely, and so let's sleep the night over in here, and I can buy you guys around as a sort of reward for the
Dun, dun,
Thank
dun.
you.
I
job
think
well done.
I will
Yes.
opt to stay in the cart.
Job well done. Nothing happened.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
thank
keep it up,
God.
Yeah.
or else.
Yeah, you're holding my knees hostage. So yeah.
Yeah, and you get closer to the Careful Garden, and you can see in the ground there are like rocks with protective runes and glyphs and things going out of the stone structures of the in-house itself, like a sort of weird sun. Like it looks like if you look at up from the top, you could see a weird sun sort of formation with rune stones and glyphs going everywhere. And like I said, there's a lot of things growing closer to the inn. It grows its own food and also gets it from the temples. Yeah.
So did I get my report card back? Like, do you have it? Those like stamp cards? You've done well today.
Yeah.
You get a
we
stamp.
have
Yeah, you get a
stamp
sticker.
card.
Yeah.
Oh yay, stickers.
Is it a green sticker or star shaped?
It's
Star shaped, of course.
Yeah.
Yay.
Probably like a
Little symbol of Arnold.
Yes.
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, I didn't get one yesterday.
Mm.
I wonder
You
why.
just got a frowny face.
So
Yeah.
me and Leif, we're in the lead.
Yeah.
Yes,
On the
definitely.
if
You
you get-
will.
If you
screw
get 10,
up.
you can like exchange
well.
those to the some prizes in the
Yeah.
Nice.
Temple of Omnaud.
Yeah. So, and there are some younger elven and human kids like 4 or 5 kids in the fields, like checking the crops and watering them and so on. And then there's an older elven female with very long, very grey hair, like in a long braid down her back, and a very simple dress with the holy symbol of Omnold as a picture on the cloth. I forgot the word, but embroidered on the cloth. Thank you. And you get to the inn with your cart, and she walks to you and nods. Welcome to the Careful Garden. I assume you looking for lodgings. We do have a stable that way. There's a small stable building. And when Father Grey comes out, she recognizes you immediately. Oh,
Good evening.
so you are the one we were expecting. Excellent.
Yes, I presume that you have everything ready for us.
Yes.
Yes, I'm the one who knocks. Oh,
And
sorry.
you are the one who
sorry.
answers.
I'm just here for the beer.
Knock, knock.
So can I have mine now? I'm gonna leave you guys to it.
Yeah, I'll just.
The temple have taken care of any payments for the lodgings and food, but if you wish any extra drinks, that's on yourselves.
Extra
No,
services.
but he said he's gonna buy us around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's
let's get to it
yeah.
already.
yeah.
Yay.
Leads you inside the inn itself. There's a small check-in area with like a bigger sleeping room on the right side and the left side. It opens up to a humongous common area with a lot of tables and chairs and a small lava
Stage.
stage.
Yeah.
A small stage with a barred person playing
Someone
playing
piano.
playing a violin actually.
Is it
Uh,
not a
Is it
saloon?
Billy Joel, piano man?
No, it's a
Playing
white.
in the background.
Violin man.
Violin.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Damn it, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. There's
Your excuse.
couple of
Go in.
couple of priests and some common folk, and you get Father Grey. Father Grey pays for a round of beer or wine.
Sanctified
Beer
wine.
tax.
Yes.
To yeah, sort of bless your souls and cleansing of your sort of spirits and so on. So forth.
Nail is like spirits. I'm in.
Yes.
And then he gets the wine.
yeah,
It's like,
no, spirits for nail.
yes, spirits for me. And then he goes on a little bit of a. He doesn't drink a lot, but you can see he's a very happy fellow by the end of the evening.
Yeah. No.
And I think that's a good place to end it for this evening.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Any feedback on the new layout is appreciated. And if
We
you
try to expand the green screen for
Yes.
the next time.
Yes.
Maybe it happens.
that's definitely
So
a
it
thing we're gonna
reaches
check how we're gonna
here.
Yay. Yeah, now there's an ominous shadow
Oh my!
near.
You broke
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will put the next session on our Facebook channel, which will be in the comments soonish, and we will put the next session. It will be in 2-ish weeks, but there's a couple of things